The first time I saw Frank Mercer, he was laughing over my father's dead body. It was a cold February night in Chicago, the kind where the wind slices through your skin like glass. I was 17, crouched in the shadow of an alley, watching the man who destroyed my family. Frank was the kind of man who wore a $5,000 suit but still rolled up his sleeves to beat someone to death if it amused him. He ran the South Side like a king. Illegal gambling, drugs, protection rackets, nothing happened without his blessing. And my father made the mistake of saying no to him. By the time the police arrived, Frank was gone. They ruled it a gang dispute. Case closed. Nobody wanted to go after him. Nobody dared. But I did. For years I lived with that memory, the smirk on Frank's face, the way the blood seeped into the cracks of the frozen pavement. I trained like my life depended on it. Boxing at a rundown gym during the day, bouncing between underground MMA fights at night. I learned how to take a punch, how to snap a man's arm in under 3 seconds, how to move so fast no one could see the strike coming. I didn't care about titles or trophies. I cared about one thing, becoming the man who could kill Frank Mercer. By the time I turned 25, I had built a reputation in Chicago's underground fight circuit. They called me the Ghost, because once you stepped in the ring with me, you didn't walk out the same. Kept my real name buried, my life a mystery. Every dollar I earned went toward tracking Frank. He'd moved up in the world, now operating out of Las Vegas, running a casino as a front for laundering drug money. Kind of place where no one asks questions and no one talks about what happens in the back rooms. When I finally got word that Frank was hosting a private poker game in the V lounge of his casino, I knew this was my moment. The setup. I walked into the casino dressed in a black tailored suit, the kind of thing Frank's people would expect from someone with money to burn. My hair slicked back, a hint of stubble, sunglasses even though it was night. Vegas allowed for that kind of arrogance. I'd bribed a low-level security guard for the time and location. The game started at midnight. Frank would be there, drinking his $500 whiskey, laughing at the people losing their fortunes. I didn't have a gun. This wasn't going to be a quiet assassination. This was going to be personal. My hands would be the last thing Frank felt. The elevator ride up to the VIP floor felt like an eternity. My pulse was steady, but my fists were already tightening. The door opened to a dimly lit lounge with plush red carpets, golden chandeliers, and a thick cloud of cigar smoke. Frank sat at the center table exactly as I remembered him, greasy smile, eyes like a snake. He didn't recognize me. Not yet. Trigger. I took a seat at the table, bought in for $50,000 in cash. The game went on for over an hour. Played just well enough to stay in, losing a little here, winning a little there. All the while I watched him. The way he leaned back when he was ahead. The way he tapped his ring finger twice before bluffing. Same old Frank. Same arrogance. Then, during a break, I stood up, walked to the bar, and said the words I'd been holding for 8 years. "You remember James Callahan?" Frank froze mid-pour. Slowly, he looked at me. "Who the hell are you?" "I'm his son." The recognition hit him like a slow punch to the gut. His smirk twisted into something darker. "You've got some nerve walking in here, kid." I stepped closer. "I didn't come to talk." First strike. It happened fast. He reached for the pistol under his jacket, but my hand was already on his wrist, twisting hard. The gun clattered to the marble floor. My knee shot into his ribs, and I felt something crack. He staggered back, knocking over a table. Chips and cards scattered like confetti. Security moved in, but I spun, elbowing the first man in the jaw. He went down cold. The second swung a baton at my head, but I ducked, driving my fist into his stomach before uppercutting him so hard his sunglasses flew across the room. Frank was trying to crawl away toward the private exit. Not a chance. I grabbed him by the back of his expensive suit, yanking him into the center of the room.
Bird in a golden
Wildly,
palace?
but his punches
Not
were
this
sloppy.
princess. Her beauty draws eyes, but it's her fire that keeps them there, fierce, graceful, and ready to break free. And then there's Aladdin, the street rat with a sly grin, quick wit, and a heart bigger than the palace gates. He spent his life dodging guards and charming his way out of trouble. But when his eyes meet Jasmine's, everything changes. Of course, in Agrabah, nothing is ever simple, especially when there's a magical lamp involved. One rub and genial explodes onto the scene, bringing chaos, jokes, and cosmic-level transformations. Suddenly, Aladdin is no longer a thief, but a prince in disguise. Fancy clothes? Check. Royal attitude? Kind of. Winning Jasmine's heart? That's going to take more than wishes. Meanwhile, Jafar, the palace's villain extraordinaire, is watching from the shadows, scheming his way to absolute power. With a twisted smirk and ambitions darker than the desert night, he's after the lamp, the throne, and total control. As carpets soar and palaces tremble with ancient magic, it's Jasmine's strength that keeps everything from crumbling. Her beauty may turn heads, but it's her grace under pressure and unshakable spirit that makes her unforgettable. She's not waiting for a hero, she's writing her own legend. With the city on the brink of chaos, Aladdin must prove he's more than just a street rat. Can he rise to the occasion and win Jasmine's trust? Not with magic, but with his heart. Because in Agrabah, it's never about the wishes you make. It's about the choices you take. Aladdin, coming soon.